All right. Hello, YouTube. We are back on episode 3. You just caught me clearing normal normal stage 10 out of 10, I believe. So we're now on hard dash 1. We should be able to unlock Relics soon. It says hard 1 dash 10. So we should be able to clear the stage relatively quickly through hard 1 to help ourselves get there. You can see now that with the ads, I do have the gear acceleration piece. Oh my, that's my first ever epic piece. That is huge. And like I said, we're probably not going to focus on subsets. Whoops. We're not going to focus on subsets until we reach maybe around legendary or immortal. So for the time being, really just focusing on just for simplicity's sake, right? And I'm probably going to go to bed soon, so I'm going to not use any tickets for speed up. But when I wake up, I'm focusing on mythic and epic above gear. The probability is still a little bit low, but I do want to get rid of all my rares now. And soon I'll be able to roll 2 pieces of gear at once, which will help speed things up a little bit as well. Now, in this episode, we'll mostly focus on relics, and we should be able to unlock it very, very soon. So in the meantime, I do want to talk about presets and builds a little bit. We will be able to unlock presets when we hit level 60, and definitely you want to build different sets of skill and pel combos, and even later on different talents and different, I guess, awakening scroll distribution of stats. That is your way to accommodate for different type of content. So later on, we're going to be, for example, for regular waves, even the little minions here are going to one-shot you. So we are going to be dealing with very different strategy. Like you want to build a full DPS glass cannon build for waves, for example, but maybe in PvP or Snowlands, like you might want to try tanky builds. Snowland, definitely recommend tanky build. There are many aspects of the game, so make sure that once you have the different sets up here, like for arena, you want to use a different set. For manor battles, for all of these different content, you might want to use certain type of sets. Like I usually have like a boss set, one for dailies, one for the caves. Now I know endgame players might have like a set for the archer class, another set for their mage class. Like they actually have the resources to actually have all the classes built and switch around for whatever they need. For most of us, we won't get there for at least a year, right? So what's more practical is to like at least have a PvP set, a PvE set, a few different sets, one for Blazing Cave. There's going to be a daily boss that you want to use as well, that will appear near the top. So let's quickly talk about my current presets here. When you do your set, remember you can actually set the timing of your skills. So here I will recommend in your campaign to go for something like this. There's 2 types of builds. For your waves, you, especially as a mage, and by the way, I selected mage, following my own recommendation here. So for the very first class, evolution preview, I am going to go go down the mage tree, go healer, chronomancer. When I hit holy guide is roughly when I will switch over to arrow god, and because bosses are going to give me a real headache, not the waves. Early on, you can see that I'm clearing the waves relatively efficiently with my AoEs, and then I get to the boss. Now, the boss is jumping forward a little bit, and the boss do hit very, very hard, but I should be able to manage. Here you can see for my skill set, I've opted to use 2 slow skills that alternate. That's why I put a delay of approximately 3 seconds in between them, so that I'm able to hit the enemy. Actually, we'll want to put the first delay at 0.5 seconds, and maybe this one at 3. Then I use a speed up. Yes, I know this is probably more for archer skill, but early on at this point, getting that few extra attack can actually boost damage. Because all of your skill, like you have no skill damage, you have no crit, you have no combo. Don't worry about any of those substats. All you have is base stats. So any of these skills will work. This is actually self-boosting a little bit. You can easily swap this one out later if you have better ones. The last 2 are just AoE spells. And I could easily later on, build towards more of a CC chain or immunity kind of build. So for that, I would use things like maybe I start out with a shroom shield, and then I chain into a heal, and then I use one of the relics to give me a little bit more immunity, because bosses hit harder and harder, and you're really planning a different set for your waves, and maybe a different and one for the boss. But this is generally kind of a slowing strategy. It works really well. And for pets, we get this one for free, and you want to always bring a snail along, because snail reduces the enemy speed. Right now it's only, and these are additively stacking, which is huge, because now the enemy is now slowed by 60%, so they take like 2.5 times longer to reach you. Mages can cast off of screen. So this is the other great thing about mages. I can start hitting the enemy before they even start appearing on the screen, right? So like if you look at this boss, like I am hitting it and slowing down all the way, like taking almost 10 seconds before it reach me. So that makes killing it a lot easier. Your stuns don't last very long early game. You can't CC chain. You can't do all of those things. It's very difficult. So now we finally unlocked our relic. We'll go into relic just a sec. I just want to finish this part here. So that's kind of your general strategy, is to slow. For archer build, same thing. For the waves, you slow down the boss. Range class, this is how you kind of get through a campaign for the most part. When you look at your pals, like higher grade pals are going to slow things even more. You're going to notice the enemies getting slow to a crawl by the time you unlock your red snail, which is going to give you a 40% stacking together at 80% speed reduction. The enemy is going to be moving at 1/5 of its speed at that point. So that's going to be huge in terms of making your waves way easier. Let's go into relic. So yesterday, it's unfortunate. Now, if yesterday I could have made it to hard 2, this would have been unlocked. I would have been able to do Ruined City, but that's okay. Let's quickly do a random match, and that will help match me with someone in here. Now, of course, if you have strong guildies and you're for whatever reason stuck, you can always invite friends, and hopefully, the people that, for example, Scorn's on and he's level 60, he's really strong, and that's going to make this a breeze. Now, when you clear this content, for the most part, maybe you will find that you're struggling a tiny little bit on this, but for the most part, I don't think you will, because this content really gets harder day by day, very slowly. It's time gated, and it's based on when the starting time of your server. So for whatever reason you decide to join a really old server, maybe you'll be stuck on some levels as you try to progress through. But for the most part, you won't run into that problem as well. We're almost there. And now here comes the boss. Everyone seems to be doing fine. And now for the wave, you can get to bring one of your pets. Only one of your pals get to bring, so don't forget to make sure you choose your best pet. And for everyone, probably that will be the treasure dragon, or the lucky dragon there. Oh, that's also your quick opportunity to quickly add friends. Because oh, we don't get to sweep early on. Okay, we got difficulty level 2 now. And here this is where you can go to change your pet, and of course you want to use you want to use that dragon there. Let's just wait a couple seconds to do that. Now, once you get your relic, the first oh my god, I had a spelling mistake here. Relic unlocking. Relic, you want to focus on unlocking relics first. Don't use any of your relic points to level them up just yet. I know there's a relic rush event. People are gonna be like, oh, why aren't you saving for rush events? You're giving people the wrong advice. I'm like, no, progression is hugely important. We'll get to dormitories in just a sec. Like, you want to get ahead of everybody, and a lot of that comes from progression, because as you progress, the more waves you clear, the first clears are going to give you extra lamps, which translates into more EXP, which translates into more gold, which means higher levels. And you get further ahead than everybody else in your arena and all the content. That means you get more. And basically it's sort of like a you just keep the thing rolling and you keep your lead going. So that's why when people wail on this game, like the early wailing effect is far more impactful than later. Now, okay, I hope we can actually beat this, and I hope I can. Okay, I don't have to invite someone for help for this. Okay, both of these other players are stronger. By random matching, hopefully they're able to clear this. Uh-oh. Okay, this is not good. Let's leave for now. And sometimes, let's see if I can get people to help. From the family, send. Invite friends. Let's see if Scorn has time to help me out here. Okay. Anybody? I think they might be going to sleep already. It is getting pretty late. Like if I started early on the server yesterday, I probably would have gotten to the stage. It's just 1 o'clock right after midnight. And being a little bit stronger would have made this a lot easier. But let's see. Hopefully with Sukuna in the team, we're gonna have an easier time. Because normally if you pick random, right, what ends up happening is you end up just matching with people around your same level. He's level 10 levels higher. I hope he has better gear. But unfortunately, yeah, okay, we're progressing. Okay. Sort of okay. I'm slow down the enemies a little bit, which will make things a little bit easier. Okay, we're clearing top pretty quickly. Just the bottom is struggling a little bit here. It's okay. We got Tiny 6 up there. This was the wave that I think I died on last time, and oh no. That's unfortunate. So maybe we'll leave for now. I'll come back when I'm a little bit stronger later in the day. I mean, we have the whole day to do this, so probably by later points in the day I'll have much better gear. And people usually struggle with it on the first day a little bit, and that's totally okay. But you can see now this icon's unlocked, and basically you want to search for relic, okay? And you get your first relic and you equip it. Now, well, you should not have done that. You should just simply equip it and search for more relics as you get more points. And what you want to be looking for is in this handbook, okay? On the very first set, archers will either use, for archers and warriors, you will mostly use between these three, either crit with counter and then for archers is either going to be combo or crit. It really depends on what you're missing. Beastmasters will use the priest, and mages will use the demon mask. Thunder Kite Caller is pretty much good for everybody. This is a nice part, unless you are a POW user and like your POW damage is really high, then you would use some of these. Over here again, this is based on mix of POW, so it doesn't really matter. When you get to this book, these things become really important. So one thing to note is you will use the flame book usually either in PvP. Stone Writ is also for PvP. You will rarely use healing book. It's important to remember for the lamp boss, it's actually not a boss. So increased damage dealt to bosses don't count here. So here you can see, like, if I do the Assault Lamp Thief, unfortunately that doesn't count as bosses. However, in Molten Ruin, these dragons do count as bosses. So that's when you will pick, a different relic over here, like between them. So here also immunity book, right? So this is really good for all the way into late game. At some point, enemies will become so strong they one-shot you, so you'll never get a chance to proc it, so you're better off just using Beast Hype Book. Now, when it comes to statues, these statues are all really good. Depending on the situation, like archers like to use Time Statue a lot because you can use Disarm and Smoke Bomb together. Stellar Statue is great for extending some of the strongest spells to boost damage. Cage Statue is really good. So combining the high level snail plus During Bomb with the extra slow the extra 30% effect, you can literally keep the enemy on the same spot for like 5 whole seconds, which is super effective for range type classes in terms of campaign content or just dealing boss damage to bosses before they can even reach you or be within range of attacking you. So that's why I said on the side is keep unlocking, because you're going to get huge boost in your campaign progress when you unlock at least the immunity book. Like later on, like you can maybe wait off on the statue a little bit, unlock the statue when you get to the first relic event. So this is where you start thinking about, planning towards the rush events, right? Right now we're still on level rush, but you can see when the relic event is. The relic event actually, because for this particular server, it's actually really far out. So you're not going to be doing relic rush for a really long time. So I don't recommend you waiting that long to try to get first when you're going to be missing out for like 2-3 weeks, where progression is super important in the first couple of weeks. You just want to keep unlocking relics when you get the chance to. The last thing I'll say is, depending on how much you like the game so far and know you want to invest into it, what I'll say is later on you will be able to unlock talent on day 18, and talent is a huge part of the game. Here in your, like if people are thinking about things to buy, if you do want to spend, like low budget spenders, I highly recommend here under privileges, like this lifetime pass is really for people who know they're gonna be playing for a while. For $30, you're basically now getting 1 extra key for everything. For all of the keys here, plus there's 1 more that gets you clockwinders, plus also an extra 1 on the talent, which is huge because talent passes are $15, and this is like $30 and you never have to worry about it again. So the privilege is what I would say is probably the most value add next. You can consider the monthly card from time to time. This is really more for just getting extra lamps. It will help you a little bit at the beginning. It's kind of diminishing return when you're getting like tens of thousands of lamps each day. And of course, you're also getting a ton of draw tickets later on too. So yes, extra tickets always help a little bit, but it's kind of not as impactful later on. Over here, you also have the different passes. So battle pass is always good. This is the very first one. Later on, these get changed into scrolls in the second week, so they become a little bit better from a better battle pass perspective. I would consider getting the level fund. That's a lot of gems and draw skill tickets, which is going to help you hugely to get your first mount to much higher level. As well as the magic lamp fund gets you a good amount of coins and a ton of lamps for the value it provides, and really help you kind of get ahead in terms of your gear. So that's all I would recommend. Like if you're a bigger spender than that, then there's always the events and everything you can look into, and I can talk about that in future videos. As always, I appreciate your support. Aptoid does sponsor me, so every time I do drop a quick plug for them, and you can always use my promo code when you're using Aptoid, all of the to get extra 5% off on Legend of Mushroom purchases. You can find all the details on how to install and get it all set up in the link in the description below. So today we covered kind of what to do on day 2. Day 2 really is focusing on relic and presets, and just pushing it on your campaign. And as you go through, you will be stronger and stronger. For whatever reason, if you're stuck, if you're tempted, you can always get this, which is kind of an easy way to get through a lot of the early stages content. But if you want to just push a little bit harder, just make sure you use up all your lamps. You'll get the level, you'll get the gear. You're really not meant to get stuck for very long in this game, especially early on. It is quite engaging, and you have this weird sense of satisfaction of progression because you're constantly getting that sense of getting to the next level. All right, I hope you're enjoying the game. I'll catch you in the next one. Gandolf out.